Welcome everyone. I'm Zach Levine of HWC Financial, and thank you for coming today. Today we're going to talk about savvy Social Security planning and what baby boomers need to know to maximize their retirement income. When your parents retired, they probably didn't think too much about Social Security. They just went down to their local office as soon as they turned 65 or maybe 62 if they retired early and applied for benefits. They took their benefits for granted and didn't ask many questions. But baby boomers are approaching the Social Security question in a very different way today. Most people tend to minimize the value of Social Security if they understand that they are likely to get something back from the system at all. They think it will be minimal, not really enough to count on. Social Security is far more valuable than people realize. First, Social Security is one of the few sources of income you can't outlive. If you're worried about running out of personal assets in your old age, you need not have that fear with Social Security because it continues until you die. And of course, the longer you live, the more you'll receive from the system. Second, Social Security offers annual inflation adjustments. So if your benefit starts out at $2,000 per month, and if annual COLAs are 2%, COLAs or cost of living adjustment are 2% in 10 years, you will be receiving $2,438 per month. In 20 years, your benefit will be $2,972, and in 30 years, your check will be $36.23. There's no way of knowing exactly what the future COLAs will be, but 2% seems to be a reasonable estimate on a yearly basis. When your Social Security benefit is calculated, it will be based on how much you earned over your working career and the age at which you applied for benefits. The formula for calculating Social Security is pretty complex. You may or may not want to follow along with this. Some people will find the formula interesting. In a moment, I will show you a couple of ways to estimate your own benefit. The general process goes like this. First, Social Security looks at your annual earnings over your entire lifetime, indexes them for inflation, and then picks the 35 highest years earning to include in the formula. The indexed earnings are totaled and divided by 35 to come up with an average. If you don't have 35 years of working experience of earnings, the missing years will be filled in with zeros. So it's important to get those years, 35 years of work recorded. Here's an example of how the benefit formula would work for a baby boomer who was born in 1963 and who earned the Social Security maximum every year since the age of 22. His or her average index monthly earning would work out to be $13,689. In calculating their primary insurance amount, first $1,226 would be multiplied by 90%. The amount between $1,226 and $73.91 or $61.65 would be multiplied by 32%, and any amount over $73.91 for a total of $62.98 would be multiplied by 15%. These amounts would be totaled to come up with a primary insurance amount, or PIA, of $4,020.90. This is the amount the worker would receive at full retirement age. Full retirement age is the age at which you can claim full, unreduced benefits. It used to be 65 for everybody, but now we are seeing higher full retirement age being phased in as a result of the 1983 amendments. For everyone born between 1943 and 1954, full retirement age is 66. For everyone born in 1960 and later, full retirement age is 67. For those born in 1955 through 1959, full retirement age is 66 plus some number of months. Now remember that I said your primary insurance amount, or PIA, is the benefit you will receive at full retirement age. So what happens if you apply for Social Security before full retirement age? Well, your benefit would be reduced. You will receive a percentage of your PIA depending on when you apply. If your full retirement age is 66 and you apply at age 62, you will receive 75% of your PIA. At 63, 80% of your PIA, and so on. If your full retirement age is 67 and you apply at 62, you will receive 70% of your PIA. These amounts are actually prorated monthly, so you can apply any time after the age of 62 and your benefit will be reduced by the appropriate amount. If you apply for Social Security after full retirement age, you will earn delayed credits of 8% each year you delay. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you apply at age 67, your benefit will be 108% of your PIA. At 68, it would be 116%, and so on. After age 70, you can't earn any more delayed credits, so it doesn't pay to wait until after age 70 to apply for Social Security benefits. I'm guessing you're probably not too interested in calculating by hand your AIME and your PIA, and the reductions in credits for early or late filing, or the annual COLAs that you could raise your benefit with over time in the future. So you can find out approximately how much you can expect to receive in benefits in one of several ways. One, you can refer to your annual Social Security statement. These are now available online at www.socialsecurity.gov/my-account. You will need to set up an account by answering a number of security questions. Second way, you can use the retirement estimator on your Social Security account. This calculator taps into your specific earnings history after you enter your personal identifying information, including your birthday, Social Security number, and mother's maiden name. And don't worry, the site is secure. Please note that the annual statement and retirement estimator do not factor COLAs into your age 70 benefit. This means your actual benefit will likely be higher than they indicate, but our calculators do adjust for COLAs. So if you know your PIA, we can help you project your future benefits. You can also try one of the three calculators on the Social Security website, www.sa.gov/planners/benefit-calculators.htm. Feel free to browse around the site and play with those calculators. The decision of when to apply for benefits is one of the most important and most complicated questions. It can literally make the difference of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Before we get into the number crunching, it's important to realize that the decision of when to apply for Social Security depends on many factors unique to your situation. These include your health status, your life expectancy, your need for income, whether or not you plan to work, and if you're a surviving spouse, whether you have other personal resources. The when to apply question is very complex, but it really requires a customized analysis. But here are a few points to remember. If you apply early, your benefits start out at some fraction of your PIA, 75% or 80% and remains at that percentage for the rest of your life. It does not go up to 100% when you reach full retirement age. Magnify the impact of early or delayed retirement because the annual cost of living adjustment is applied to either the lower or higher amount. This causes the disparity to increase with each passing year. The when to apply question impacts survivor benefits as well. High-earning spouses are therefore encouraged to delay benefits to age 70, because that will give their surviving spouses the highest benefit after they die. Let's look at some strategies for maximizing benefits. The first thing you can do while you still have time is improve your earnings record. First, check your annual statement to make sure your earnings record is accurate. Mistakes are rare because the earnings kept on file at Social Security were reported by employers when they submitted your Social Security taxes. But mistakes can happen, especially for self-employed individuals whose earnings records are taken from tax returns. The next thing is to consider how you might be able to improve your earnings record. If you do not have 35 years of earnings, you can work a few more years so they will not be filled with zeros. If you had several years of low earnings early in your, can you work a few more years now while you're in your peak earning years? So those low earning years would be replaced by higher earning. Even if you start receiving Social Security and continue to work, your earnings record will be updated. However, it's important to know that if you start receiving Social Security before reaching full retirement age, and if you earn over $21,240 for a year, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 you earn over the threshold amount. Strategy number for maximizing Social Security is to apply for benefits at the optimal time. We've been making a case today for delaying benefits because that will result in the highest lifetime benefit for you and your surviving spouse. But there is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. The important thing is to apply at the time that is optimal for you. One important consideration in deciding when to apply for benefits is whether or not you plan to work. If you apply before you turn full retirement age and you earn more than $23,400 in 2025, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 you earn above that $23,400. Now, it's important to note that this money isn't truly taken away. Rather, your benefit will be adjusted upward when you turn full retirement age to make it as if you had applied later. This means that if some of your benefit is withheld due to the earnings test, your new benefit will be higher, as if you had started at 63 or 60 or 65 instead of at 60. Please don't let the annual earnings test discourage you from working. The more money you earn, the more money you will have. Social Security does not penalize you for working. Once the adjustment is made, you will end up with a higher benefit for the rest of your life. And of course, the earnings themselves will contribute to your financial well-being. To avoid the earnings test entirely, just wait until you are full retirement age or later to apply for benefits. Strategy number 3 for maximizing your benefits is to coordinate spousal benefits. The goal is to maximize income for both you and your while you're alive, and maximize income for the survivor after one of you dies. It can be quite complicated, but understanding all the considerations and doing some calculations make it possible for married couples to come up with the right solution for their needs. Did you know that part of your Social Security benefits may be taxable? Strategy number 4 for maximizing your benefits is to minimize this. You can minimize taxes on Social Security by lowering your other income, especially investment income. But you should be aware that municipal bond interest, which is usually tax-free, counts as income for the purpose of calculating the tax on Social Security benefits. Anticipate the required minimum distributions from your IRA, which may cause you to be in a higher tax bracket and may cause some of your Social Security benefits to be taxable. Consider drawing down IRAs early. Consider converting a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, which generates tax-free income. And continue to manage taxes throughout retirement, not just through the first few years. As always, please consult with your own tax advisor about your individual situation. Strategy number 5 for maximizing Social Security benefits is to coordinate Social Security with your overall retirement income. It's important to consider Social Security in the context of your other retirement resources, including pensions, IRAs, and their required minimum distributions. Your overall investment portfolio and your plans for working in retirement also play a factor in all of this. All of these resources should be coordinated to give you the income you need for the rest of your life. Please don't be afraid to ask for help. Retirement planning is easy when it's a matter of stashing part of your salary into a 401k or an IRA. But when the time comes for you to convert your nest egg into an income stream, you want to make sure it doesn't run out. Social Security may be the bedrock of your retirement income plan, but it must be coordinated with your other resources to give you the stability and security you deserve. We've covered a lot of ground today, but you're probably still having some questions. When should you apply for Social Security? What if you want to keep working? What if you've already applied? How much will your benefits be? How can you coordinate spousal benefits? What's the best long-term strategy for your situation? And what should you do next? We would be glad to help you consider each of these questions individually and help you come up with a plan for your personal situation. Social Security is too important to leave to guesswork. Let us help you protect your nest egg and maximize your income stream in retirement. You can book an appointment using the link below or by emailing me at zach@hwcfinancial.com. That's zk@hwcfinancial.com. I look forward to assisting you, and thanks for joining. Have a great day.